Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Medical Classes by Dr. Srinidhi Kumar Acharya. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and also please give your valuable comments. And you can also visit the playlist. In the playlist, I have provided almost all the topics in a very systematic order, so you can also make use of it. Okay, so welcome back. So today we will have the continued portion of fetal growth and development. In the last class, I think we have studied up to implantation, which is taking place at the end of the first week. So on the end of the first week, implantation started, and at the end of the second week, implantation is almost all completed. So now we will continue further. Now what happens about the regarding development in the second week? Now, development of the zygote in the second week will follow the rule of 2. So, it will follow a rule of 2. Everything will be 2 there. And there will be 2 layers of cytotrophoblast. There will be 2 layers of embryoblast. And there will be development of 2 cavities. And there will be development of an extracoelomic mesodermal layers. So, these are the very important events that is taking place in the second week of the fetal development. Now, on the 8th day onwards, in the blastocyst, the outermost layer is called as a cytotrophoblast. That we know, we have seen in the last class also. The outermost layer of the blastocyst is called as a cytotrophoblast. And the inner compact cells are called as embryoblast. Now, actually, the inner compact cells, that is embryoblast, so they are the one which actually forms the future fetus, whereas the outermost layer, that is cytotrophoblast, etc., so they are the one which forms different types of layers, protective layers for the fetus. The pole of cytotrophoblast related with the embryoblast is called as embryonic pole. Now the cytotrophoblast, the portion of the cytotrophoblast which is related with the embryonic end, so that is called as embryonic pole. If this is a cytotrophoblast, the pole which is related with the embryo, so this particular pole, so here, so this is related with the embryo, isn't it? So that is called as embryonic pole, while the pole of the cytotrophoblast which is not related with the embryo, okay, so that is called as a non-embryonic pole. So while the which is not related with the embryoblast is called as a non-embryonic pole. Now the trophoblast, which is initially a single cell layer, and individual cells can be identified. Previously, in the beginning of the development, trophoblast, the outermost layer, trophoblast, so that is actually a single cell layer, and even the individual cells can be identified there. Now actually, as the day passes, what happens after the second week? Some of the new cells are formed and they move outwards. In the trophoblast, outermost layer, the trophoblast, some of the new cells, they start forming and they now move outwards, and it loses their membrane and it makes a mass-like structure which is interconnected without any clear-cut cell structure. Nothing is there. The outermost layer, we know that is a trophoblast. The trophoblast now start producing more and more cells, and these cells are interconnected with each other without any membranes. Okay, so this layer which is formed outside, the trophoblast, so that is called as sensitive trophoblast, STB. It is also called as STB. You can see the sensitive trophoblast here, the purple color which is given over here. So there is an extra layer which is formed outside to the trophoblast. Okay, so this particular phenomenon takes place on 8th day. This takes place in the 8th day. So next important is around 9th day. Within the sensitive trophoblast, the multiple cavities are formed. Okay, so within this particular the purple cell layer, sensitive trophoblast, the multiple cavities are formed, and these particular cavities are called as lacunar phase. Okay, this is called as lacunar phase. rather it's a spelling mistake, lacunar space, and they become interconnected to form a big cavity. Now some of the cavities are formed in that particular STB, sensitive trophoblast layer, and later these cavities will go into interconnect each other, and so that a big cavity is formed. Now these are connected with the spiral arteries and the veins present in the endometrial middle layer. So this particular cavity is now connected with the spiral artery and the veins which are present in the endometrial middle layer. Now what happens through this spiral arteries which is coming from the middle layer of, because we know that in the endometrial middle layer is always contained in the vascular apparatus, okay, vasculature is more. So these cavities, that means this particular cavity which is big cavity is there, so that is now interconnected by the spiral arteries from the endometrial middle layer. Now what happens is maternal blood now start moving into this particular cavity. Previously there is a formation of that cavity which is called as a the lacunar space which is connected to each other and forming a big cavity. To this cavity now the artery supply starts, okay, arteries come together into this cavity. Now the maternal blood start coming into this cavity. So somewhere these cavities are connected with the arteries and there will be a high pressure, while some are connected with the veins with the low pressure. Okay, so many arteries that vessels are coming. Some of the cavities which are present in this particular sensitive trophoblast layer, okay, so big cavity, some of the cavities they are connected with the arteries which have got high pressure, and some of the cavities are connected with the veins which has got low pressure. So you can understand slowly there is development of a circulation, okay, circulation, the process of circulation, development of process of circulation has been slowly beginning here. Okay, so now actually what happens, the blood start from the high pressure arteries, the blood enter inside the cavity, and through the low pressure cavities the blood start going outside. So now the blood start coming in and going out through this cavity because of the pressure. Okay, so this initial development which is happening almost all in the 11th or 12th day, so that is called as a uteroplacental circulation. So this is called as uteroplacental circulation. So this happens on 11th or 12th day. So sometime around this time, what actually happens is there is plugging of the endometrial layers is not proper or incomplete. So some blood may ooze out through the uterus in the vagina. This is actually very important. See, actually what happens from the middle layer, the arteries will come, isn't it? So they are connected to the arteries and they are connected to the cavities. So therefore blood is going. But around this time, what actually happens, sometime this plugging of these arteries into the cavity of the blastocyst, what we say extraembryonic coelom, so that is not up to the mark, and some of the blood may ooze out into the uterine cavity and pass through the vagina, some amount of the blood. Okay, so actually this corresponds to 28th or 30th day of the cycle. Actually when it is happening, see, 11th or 12th day this is happening. Okay, you start, suppose the ovulation is taking place in the 14th day, then add 12 day, 14, then 28, 30. Okay, so 30th day, so 30th day this is actually happening. So mother may confuse with this with a small amount of the blood which is coming out as the periods, menstrual flow itself. Okay, so this one of the main issue that takes place when this plugging statement, it means when these arteries start entering into the cavity, some of the blood may ooze out, okay, into the uterine cavity, and that will flow out through the vagina. For the mother, she is not knowing till now, isn't it? The pregnancy has happened, he don't know, she don't know. Okay, so this is only the 12th day. Okay, so usually after 40th day also, if the period is not coming, then she will have a suspicion, then she will go for the testing. Now this is 30th day, so small amount of the blood is coming out, so she may confuse it with the menstrual flow. Now what actually this cause the problem is, EDD can be postponed because of this. If the mother is not coming to you, or if the mother is visiting for the antenatal checkup for you in the 3rd month onwards, 4th month onwards, or 5th month onwards, okay, so she, when you have to calculate the EDD, so she may mistake this particular small amount of the blood which is oozing as the menstrual cycle, and EDD will be postponed. You cannot calculate the exact EDD. So when the little blood comes out, she confuses it with the menstruation, and the EDD will be calculated in the wrong way, 1 month late, almost or 1 month late. So this is one important issue that we have to understand. So, okay, so uteroplacental circulation. So later, some of the cells of the cytotrophoblast also makes columns of the cells which are moving inside the STB, and these columns are called as primary villi. Now here onwards, see, uteroplacental circulation developed from the same apparatus. Actually in future the placenta develops. So as a result, now what happens, the primary villi are formed from the same. The later some of the cells of the cytotrophoblast also make columns of the cells which are moving inside the STB, into the STB, sensitive trophoblast. Some of the columns are moving. In future they will going to form the primary villi of the placenta. Okay, so then the same primary villi is get converted into secondary villi and then tertial villi. So these are some of the important development which is taking place in the outermost layer. Okay, outermost trophoblast layer previously was there. Now it is divided into trophoblast and a sensitive trophoblast, or cytotrophoblast and sensitive trophoblast. So two layers formed, and inside that the cavity is formed. That cavity is connected with the spiral arteries from the uterine cavity, and as a result it laid down the foundation for the formation of the placental circulation. But in this stage it is called as uteroplacental circulation. Thank you very much. In the next class we will continue with the embryoblast. So don't forget to subscribe my channel. Please give your valuable comments also. Thank you very much.